Hello, everyone. We're having a little bit of an emergency here. Not an emergency. We're having a spirit animal that's coming in to speak to us just as we start the podcast. So welcome to the Rustic Spirit podcast and our new friend, the praying mantis, that decided to fly up on me right as we were getting ready to start and crawl onto the computer and the camera. And Gary just thankfully took him outside so he can live his best life. Shauna, you're on here. We do not kill praying mantises. They're protected. So live his best life. He's allowed to live his best life. So it's just a little craziness, but welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Just real quick, we're going to go over some of our housekeeping work. We still have t-shirts and hoodies for sale. We have the long sleeve. We do have short sleeve as well, but it's getting the cooler season, so we all need a hoodie. On the front is our logo, and on the back it says "Be the light in someone's darkness," which is kind of like what we love to do here. Our upcoming events, we just got finished with the New Jersey Psychic Fair. Next weekend, we have the WPA Cryptid and Supernatural Expo. And the weekend after that is the Albatwitch Day Festival in Columbia, PA. And then Central PA Tattoo and Horror. I'm going to say it correctly. Ring the bell. Horror Expo. This is the Supernatural and Cryptid and Supernatural Expo, September 28th to the 29th, 10 to 6 at the Johnstown Masonic Temple. We have some great speakers here, and this is a way too small a graphic, but if you go to their webpage or their Facebook page, you can see all of the speakers. And then tonight we have Jenny Davis. We're welcoming Jenny Davis from Unturned Pages podcast. She is a photographer, a psychic medium, empath, and the host of Unturned Pages. And she now has been doing aura photography for about 3 years. And she's been researching the paranormal for, I think, about 15 years. She loves investigating and researching. She's been able to investigate and able to visit and what are you doing?
Oh, seeing who that
was. Photograph and investigate some of the most haunted locations in the country. On an investigation, she had developed her own Estes method to deliver messages from the other side. So I am very excited to have her on tonight. And real quick, before we do that, I want to talk about the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con at Augusta Civic Center in Maine. On September 6th and 7th of next year. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be lots of fun. And then the Rustic Spirit is still looking for sponsorship opportunities. Please reach out if you are interested. And then I am going to remove this. And we are getting ready to add our guest, Jenny Davis. She has some surprise gifts that not a lot of people know. Jenny knows that, everybody knows Jenny is a podcast host, but she's an amazing photographer, an amazing empath, and just an all-around great person, one of my good friends. Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on. We have been having internet issues since the storms the other night, so if we go in and out, that's probably why.
Yeah, probably. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's
sad. So we have John. Hi, John. John was just at Selma Mansion. Jenny, have you been to Selma Mansion yet?
Not yet.
That is definitely a go-to. You're going to have to get there. And then we have Susan. Hi, Susan. All right. So I am just going to put up, I'll put it up now, and I'm going to put it up later. This is your podcast, Unturned. Yep. You can't hear it all?
Oh, I hear it.
Unturned Pages. It comes on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I know last week you were sick, so you weren't. Russ says, isn't that where I parked my car? What am I doing? This is where I parked my car. That sounds like an inside joke, or is that?
I don't know, but what does it say?
That's or Russ. He's just being funny.
He's being funny.
He's being funny. You can find Unturned Pages on all of the channels that you see here. So
yes.
We'll remove this. So how are you doing? I know you were sick recently.
Trying to overcome it. If I cough a lot, that's why, because it's still a upper respiratory infection from hell. Like, I've been down for the count for the last week, so.
Yeah, you had a lot of events you did. You probably picked up something while you were out.
Yeah, right?
I know Unturned Pages. I don't know how, but for some reason I do. Russ says, I wonder how.
I wonder.
Is the co-host of Unturned Pages, who is actually taking a break right now, but he is going to be back when he is done, because he works for Spirit Halloween.
Yep.
He was last week, and he works for Spirit Halloween, and they are super, super busy. I think you guys made your sales goal in like 3 hours the other day, something like that. I think you remember.
Yeah, like on Saturday, I think he said within like the first 3 hours. I was like, dang.
Yeah. So yeah, he like, he's one of the manager. He's the manager there, I guess, general manager, I think.
Yeah.
And he works like, I don't know, way too many hours a week.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, 11.3K.
Oh my God.
In 3 hours. That is.
People are out spending money on Halloween stuff, so that's good.
Oh, I know. I did.
See, that's my plan when I come out to the East Coast. I'm going to go to his Spirit Halloween and bug him in his shop and then mail it back.
Hi, Dana. And Michael John Angus is here. He says, yo.
Yo.
No. Yo. Yeah, so Russ is your co-host on pause right now, but we'll be back. So
the show's on pause. I think I have a show this Sunday, and I think one in October, but until mid-November, we're on pause because of my travel schedule, events, and everything. It's just a crazy time.
I know. I thought I traveled a lot, and it seems like every weekend you're going somewhere.
I have to make the money somehow, right?
I know. This weekend, you're going somewhere this weekend, right?
No, I'm actually home this weekend.
The following weekend, right?
Next weekend, I will be at Rock Island.
I got a fire. We're not doing good here today.
It's just the incense.
No, it's.
Oh, that's all that smoke.
It's sage. It's too much sage on fire. Talk to Gary. I'll be right back.
Jeez. So where were you at the last time, Jenny?
Last weekend, I worked. I don't think I've been. When was the last thing I did? That's a question I should know, right? So last weekend, I've been home working.
You were sick.
You were sick.
And then I was sick. Yep. So, but next weekend I'll be back in Illinois doing an event, and then taking a good friend of mine up to Broadhead Manor. So I'm super excited. I can go see my friend at Broadhead. So
that's gonna be cool. Broadhead Manor. All right. Awesome. Yes. So, can you quit pushing the button? You're gonna turn it off. Yes. John says a friend of mine spent $10,000 on things at Spirit Halloween last year to do a whole circus setup in his home.
Damn.
Oh, jeez.
Mini haunted house. Oh my God, we're gonna die in here of like smoke inhalation.
I know. I came down. I'm like, what's all the smoke? And I'm like.
He says, stop trying to burn the house. This is the first time this happened.
No. No.
Gary's like, no, is it?
The whole upstairs filled up with smoke because the sage stick caught on fire. Kids are running outside. They think the house is on fire. And here was a sage stick that she lit and walked away from.
He says you're lying.
No, I didn't walk away from it. I thought I smudged it out, but I didn't put it out. Just like that one. I thought I smudged it out, and I guess I didn't put it out. All right, it's one of these nights. So Ray says Spirit Halloween is a magical place. My Disneyland. I have to agree with that.
I have to agree with
that. Yeah,
I definitely have to agree with that.
Do you have Spirit Halloweens out by you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And for people who don't know, where are you?
I'm stuck here in Minnesota. I hate the Midwest. I hate it. I want to be out on the East Coast, but my husband won't.
Why do you hate the Midwest?
Because it's so far away from everyone. And it's not.
But it's not the Midwest in general. It's being away from your peeps.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sounded
with
good,
that.
huh?
Jonathan says hello from Tennessee. They are in Tennessee this weekend.
I love
Him
Tennessee.
and Nancy
Oh, that's
and
right,
Steve,
yeah.
and I don't know who else. So
I would move down to Tennessee in a heartbeat.
I've
Or the
actually
East-
never been to Tennessee.
No.
It's really pretty. I love it. The mountains. You get the mountains. You get the national parks out that way. So I wanna. If I could move, it would be East Coast or Tennessee.
Your mom says you're not escaping her.
I will escape her if I want. She can live here in her house. I just don't like the Midwest because I hate the cold.
Okay.
And all
So
my
definitely
friends
not going to Maine.
No.
Yeah. What's the temperature there now?
Right now, it's been like in the 80s.
Oh,
Oh, really?
That's what we are.
We're colder than 80s.
Actually,
Right
we're
now
colder than 80s here.
Right now it's 75.
Okay.
I'm manifesting fall temps, and they're not coming. It's been in the high 80s, low 90s for the last couple weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but the winter they get.
That's okay. I just caught Jeff drowning my plants in the back.
Oh boy.
Okay. Drowning? Like Kyle says hello. But I'm trying to think, drowning? Like what is he doing to drown?
Sitting in the bathtub and
like putting the shower on and just letting them go? Like, yeah. Oh, so you've been at lots and lots and lots of locations.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have hit more than I do, but it's not my preference to go. That's just not my preference to go to some of the big name locations. It's just not something I want to do. But you've been to, what is your favorite that you've been to? Do you have a favorite?
That's hard. That's really hard. It's either Broadhead Manor in Wisconsin or ISS in Indiana.
And that's the one that has like all three, right? ISS has the Bigfoot, the alien,
aliens,
and paranormal,
spirits, elementals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so
it's huge.
What have you
been a big group of people and you won't even see each other. That's what's nice about Indiana.
So what are you looking at again? What are you doing? Oh, I don't think you're going to make it louder. So what have you experienced at the ISS room or ISS place?
We had some Bigfoot activity in June. We definitely had spirit communication in June. Shadows, like audible voices. We had a squirrel stuck, not a squirrel, a raccoon stuck in a can on one of the floors. That was fun.
A raccoon stuck in the can?
Yeah. It has open windows so they can come in. Nature can come in.
Yeah.
Come in. And people left cans on the floor and it's a little nose stuck in it. That was kind of freaky because all of a sudden we heard cans moving and we're like, okay, what the heck? There's no wind.
And the cans moving across the floor with eyes.
Right? And it was the floor below us, so we're like, okay, trying to figure out if it was something paranormal or if it was animal or someone else. And I was the only lady in the group at that time. I'm like, I'm not going down there to check on this thing. And so I made the two boys go down and check it out. And they had their knives out. They're like, okay, what is it? And last time we saw the footprints, I'm like, oh, it's a raccoon.
Oh,
and then we found the can because we walked following the liquid trail and found the can. I'm like, nope, not doing that. Ain't going to go find a raccoon.
I know those things can be nasty.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to play with animals. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, your mom says ask about her 60 minutes in the coal room at the First Ward Schoolhouse.
Of course she says that. was locked in the cold room for 60 minutes, and
You were locked in the cold room?
yeah, it was a dare because he dared me to spend 60 minutes in the cold room by myself, and no one else was in the building during those 60 minutes. I think I probably no, I did not fall asleep.
Oh,
There was too much activity. There was spirits trying to get into the cold room because there's a lock on the top, lock in the middle, and a lock on the bottom, and you could see the bottom of the door being pulled out, but they couldn't get the whole door open because it was locked. I was hearing banging. I saw shadows. The tripod in front of me fell over and disconnected. But yeah, that 60 minutes. I made 66 minutes actually, and I won't ever do it again.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound like something I would want to do. It says she wanted to sleep. She wanted to sleep in there.
I did until that 60 minutes. I'm like, nope. No.
And then Ray says, I don't trust any animal that looks like a bandit. Talking about the raccoon. Oh my goodness. So you've been to a lot of different locations. I'm interested, and I think we've had a couple conversations about this, but we always get distracted and never finish. You kind of developed your own kind of, and I say it the wrong way. Is it Estes method?
Yeah, Estes.
Yeah,
people
Estes
call it
method.
Estes.
I always say it Estes, but I think it's Estes method. So tell us a little bit about that, the Estes method that you do.
So for me, I still use the spirit box, or I use necrophonics on my phone. I don't really listen to the radio or the noise. I use that to kind of meditate and get into a trance, and then I just let spirit talk through me. I've had my friend's family come through. I've had his father come through. I've had other people's family come through. I've had spirits of the location come through. And people who watch me do it have said I change voice. My voice has changed. My appearance changes. How I sit and everything changes. And this last time, 2 weekends ago, when I was at Jericho out in Wisconsin, the spirit box was using personal information to make one of my friends upset because I was in my trance, and all of a sudden personal information was said, I guess, and it wasn't for a good reason. It was to make someone upset. So that was interesting. And then I had my Jeff Fett box going at the same time, and I was saying the same thing that the box was saying. So there was double validation there, which is really
wow,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
There's my Bill. Cool. That is the owner.
Bill says, "Hi, Jenny."
Yeah, that's he's Broadhead Manor owner. He owns.
Hello, Bill. Yes, Bill. I would love to have you on sometime. I'm booked to the end of the year, but for the first of the year, I'm trying to get some owners of locations to talk about those locations. So if you're willing to come on, send me a message.
Yes, definitely. He's amazing. I
want to do beginning of the year. I want to do like some spotlights on different locations around the U.S. Yeah,
we have to get you out here to the Midwest so you can go see Bill.
I might be. There's an event that I've been looking at. So,
you have to send me a message about that one.
I will.
But yeah.
So,
Bill
Bonnie says you're hard to get out of there too. I guess you're hard to get out of the Estes.
Yes,
I know I am. And most people that I see,
it takes a lot of people, or it takes people a while to get me out of Estes, depending on how long I go. Sometimes they feel like I'm a piece of stone, like I can't be moved, I can't come out, like that. Yeah. So there's ways people who I investigate with the most know the ways of getting me out of Estes safely for me. So people just can't come up and shake me out of it. They have to do it a specific way, or I can
it's got to be gentle. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I do something similar. I don't use the spirit box or noise. I just use noise canceling. but very similar. Like I instead of using that spirit box to hear the messages, I just trust what's coming through intuitively.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really listen to the spirit box itself. I use
it's more for that noise
and letting
because it lulls you into a hypnosis almost.
Yep. And then I use the Delco glasses on top of it, so I get into that meditative state really easily that way too.
So you're just blocking out all sensory stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then
I've never used the Delco glasses.
I love the Delco glasses.
They kind of scare me.
It was scary at first, but there was, when I went to Wildwood in July, one of my friends bought a pair of glasses that were kind of like Delco, but not the same. And that was the first time I used those type of glasses. And it was kind of really creepy because I could see the spirits come through. Like I described our nurse, like exactly to how it was out in the main floor in the pictures, which I don't look at pictures if I go into a haunted location before investigation because I don't want that to influence anything. But I guess I described this nurse or this spirit right down to what she was wearing in the picture with these glasses, which I usually don't like on an Estes method. I usually don't see clearly the spirit unless they show themselves to me that way. But this time I could see them come in. I could see where they went walking. It was crazy from what I heard.
So you can actually see the spirits. Like I've never put them on. I've heard about them. Like, so you actually can start to see spirits come through, like visually.
Yep. Yeah.
I might have to try them out sometime.
Yeah,
I love them. They've become a good
piece
of equipment for me.
Yeah. So Bill says she just comes to Broadhead Manor and gets put in detention by the principal.
Yep. As soon as I walk in, and anyone who has spirit box going or necrophonics or anything like that, the principal will come through, and I know it's the principal because of his voice. Comes through and says, "Jenny detention, Jenny detention, Jenny detention." So, every single time, and I blame Bill for it because if you ever watched Larry Eisler's show on Paraflex Expedition, season 3, episode 1, Bill called out the principal by his name, which he does not like, and through the spirit box, in the principal's office, it said, "I will break the girls." And ever since, the principal does not like me. So I blame Bill for that. And I get to go back to Broadhead next Sunday, so I'm super excited.
So that's where you're at next week is Broadhead.
Sunday I'm at Broadhead, and Saturday I'm at Oak Island for the event.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm bringing Josh Purvis up to Broadhead to check it out.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
that'll be really
scoping it out for a future episode. So I'm like, I will take you. Like,
that is really
I will take you and walk you around with Bill, and you can experience Broadhead. Yeah.
So you take a lot of photographs. You're actually a very good photographer. I'm actually going to put some up in here, and a lot of them are haunted locations. So let's talk about where these are at. I know where this is.
And on the left is Hinsdale. The one on the right is Wildwood Sanitarium. Right? Yep.
Yes. So this is the Ouija board room in Wildwood.
Yep. It's the seance room. Yep. Yeah.
The seance room. Yes. Yep. I don't want to try that juice. It's great. No, I don't want to try a juice. Thank you. Susan says hello, by the way. She said hello as you walked. She's in the chat. Then we have, that's Gettysburg.
Yes, that is Gettysburg. And then the other one is Wildwood Sanitarium.
Wildwood as well. Yes. Yep. And I've had visions of Wildwood, like multiple visions of Wildwood. And I kept getting, like, I'd wake up and I'd have these visions. It had these multiple visions of and I wasn't sure where it was. And then eventually, like, it came to me that it was Wildwood. And I had a vision of this doll, and I didn't know it was there at all until I went and started looking at pictures. Like, that's the doll in my vision. It was very weird. It was actually I was watching Lawrence Mondo docs
Okay.
on the and actually I wasn't purposely watching it. It just showed up on my TV very weirdly. Like just all of a sudden it switched to Mondo docs and he was there and I was like, oh, this is the place I've been looking at. So I've been wanting to get there. No, we tried to get there.
Yeah. We'll make
With
it
the
happen
bash.
in 2025. We'll have it. We'll
I
make it happen.
need to get there. I do. I need to get there. And then I was supposed to be there on October 12th, but that didn't happen. That kind of got canceled too. So there's like something's trying to keep me away from there, I think. But I need to go.
Well, we'll make it happen. Brooke wants me to come back out, so
what happened? Did I go all the way to the end? Oh, I'm backwards. Okay. We're backwards. So the right picture, where is that at?
The right is, I believe, Billy Creek out in Indiana.
Okay, and then the
very cool.
One on the left is ISS in Indiana.
That's ISS. Okay.
Yep.
And then the hallway, the stairs.
Stairs is ISS in the admin building, and then the one on the left is Ashmore Estates.
Okay. So I don't recognize a lot of these places.
The one
that's some kind of penitentiary.
Missouri State.
Missouri State. Okay.
And then the one on the right is Ashmore Estates.
Okay. Ashmore Estates. Okay. Love that truck. There's a lot going on in that truck, I can feel.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Pennhurst for both of these.
These are Pennhurst, right? I was like, I recognize these.
Yeah, Pennhurst.
And these are some aurora. Yeah, go ahead.
Northern Lights, yep. So that's
Aurora Borealis. I can't say it.
Yeah. Minnesota, we've been really lucky to have a lot of Northern Light activity. And I'm in the point of Minnesota where I could go 20 minutes from my house and be out in fields or ports and have that light distraction.
That is pretty cool. And then let's see, next one. Okay. That's Pennhurst too, right?
No, this is Eloise
Asylum. Oh, Eloise. That's Eloise Asylum. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's Eloise. I love that picture. It's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, I love it. And I was only at Eloise for 2.5 hours in March as a day tour type of thing. And we were having so much activity. I'm going back in 2025. I already told the tour guy I know there, I'm like, I'm coming back. I'm coming back for a private. Because that place is crazy active.
So do you take a lot of pictures when you investigate?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you get much on them? Like, have you ever picked up any spirits?
My favorite picture of spirit photography was at Ohio State Reformatory down in Solitary, where I captured one of the guards at the end of the hallway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Well, you got one like
I think she showed me that picture. I think I've seen that picture.
Yeah, I think I've sent it to you.
Yeah, I think we talk about it. So we got two hallways here.
Are Eloise. This one on the left is when you first enter Eloise. It is the admission building. And then the second, the one on the right, I think is the second or third floor.
Okay. I think that's the last of them. So these are all your pictures, all your photographs. Do you sell prints or anything of them? Or
I haven't yet. It's one thing I'm going to start. And Drew from Haunted Raven has been pushing me to do it. So I'll be doing that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with it. Like you could print it up and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good pictures.
Yeah, they're very good pictures. Very good pictures. So, but you also do aura photography as well. So tell us a little about what that is.
So for my aura photography, we use a special system. Well, the person will put their hand on the plate and it picks up the energy via biofeedback, and then it will show you your colors around you. It'll walk you through your chakra levels, your energy levels. It'll give you personality information, your relaxation level, how open your aura is at that point, and then recommendations for how to open any of those chakras or how to close them down if they are too open.
I was wondering where my Shauna and Danielle were. They're usually here every week. And I feel bad, Shauna. I'm so sorry. I messaged her. I'm like, where are you at? And no pressure. She said she was finishing up applesauce, which I'm hoping that we get to eat next weekend. Because we're going to be at their place next weekend for our event in Johnstown, PA. But now I feel bad. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like pressure you to come on, but I'm so glad you guys are here. I missed you. You get used to the same people coming every week, and you're like, okay, I can count on these people being here and count on them commenting. And you get used to like seeing everybody. So Bonnie says, love homemade applesauce.
Shauna's like, I was on my way.
I know. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to pressure you. I love you guys. I'm glad you're one here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I know we were talking about aura photography.
But yeah. It usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do the whole session. And then the person that I sit down with gets a 15-page report at the end, emailed to them with the photos and all the graphs and all the information. And then if any messages come through me from Spirit, I will include that as well.
That's pretty cool. What is without giving anybody's names away, I know I don't want to do that, but what is like the weirdest session you've had with aura photography? Do you have one? Do you have one of those stories? It's okay if you don't. Maybe they're just all very normal.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing is like I picked up on like some health issues that Spirit was telling me about, and the person was like, how did you know? I'm like, I just was going with what Spirit was telling me to tell you.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself and stuff. So if Spirit comes with messages, I'll be like, okay, I know this isn't a psychic medium reading, but something's telling me to tell you this. Type of thing.
I do the same thing. Like when I do tarot readings and I'm at events like I was at last weekend, and sometimes it's like there's so many people, I'm like, I'm not opening myself up like for a psychic medium type thing, but sometimes like the stronger messages do come through. So yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes they're like, knock, knock, knock. We're going to talk to you.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. That happens.
So when did you first learn that you had this gift?
2012, 2013. 2013 is when I really opened myself up. With the help of Skywork and a few other friends here local to me. And then 2013 was also when I had my first like psychic attack type of experience when I was at Waverly Hills.
I would like to hear when you were at where?
Waverly Hills.
I would love to hear about. I know, that place is strong. I've heard.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm plugging in my computer. I'm about to die. So I would love to hear about that. No, I'm not going to die. The computer's going to die. I would love to hear about the psychic attack. I'm going to go to the bathroom, but I will still have you in my ear. You just won't be able to hear me. So
okay.
I'll be able to hear what you're saying now.
Yeah. Okay. I'd love to hear about that.
So 2012, I went to Waverly Hills for the first time. I wasn't open at that time. I actually ditched my school at the time for a weekend and went to Kentucky. It was the week before my high school graduation. I did school.
You did school?
Well, I had finished all my classes like halfway through the semester, so they're like, whatever, go do whatever. I was one of the students that got stuff done before the semester ended type of thing. So it really wasn't a big deal that I ditched school for a few days. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, but I did it. We went to we went to Kentucky. We did Bobby Mackey's. We did Wrigley Hills. I didn't really experience anything like major the first time I went to Waverly because I really wasn't open. I was just there to experience Waverly Hills because it's one of the most haunted locations in the U.S. So I had gone back down to Kentucky in August of 2013 with my mom and my boyfriend at the time, now husband, and they had never gone to Waverly Hills. So we're like, okay, we're in town for a convention. Let's go do a night tour of Waverly Hills so you guys can see it. And I was more open at that time. We walked in. I felt fine. First floor was fine for me. Second was fine. Third was fine. Fifth was fine. But as soon as we got to like going down to the fourth floor, I was getting that intuition telling me, don't go on it. Don't go to the fourth floor. You're going to regret it. Something's going to happen. But you're on a public tour, so you have to go where the tour guide says. You can't be like, nope, I'm going to sit out here. Peace out. So I went on the fourth floor. I saw the nurse and right. I saw the doctor, and then we started walking towards the operating room. And as soon as I stepped over the threshold of that OR, it felt like my chest was being ripped open and tubes getting put in my lungs. And that's something they did at Waverly to help treat TB. They did all those experimental things. And that's one of the treatments they did was open the chest and put stuff in the lungs to open it up. As soon as I stepped over the threshold, I felt like my chest was being ripped open, chest bones being ripped, ribs being broken, and then tubes getting put in my lungs. All I could do at that point was bend over, crying, screaming. And as soon as I stepped out in the hallway, all I saw was shadows circling me. So that was my first psychic attack. And I went back to the hotel, and Scotty's like, did you not shut yourself down? I'm like, no, because I don't know how to shut myself down. So I went right open, not thinking anything. Because I had been there before, nothing happened, so I didn't think anything of it. And then that's what happened when I walked into the fourth floor OR, was being psychically attacked.
I hear that fourth floor is very, very haunted, very heavy energy there. Did you go down into there's a thing like called the body chute, I think? Yep. Did you go down in that?
So that was after the fourth floor, and after what happened on the fourth floor, I was so worked up, I went out to the car. I couldn't do anymore. Like I was so worked up and freaked out. I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
What happened to me at Penhurst?
Yeah, Penhurst that was crazy.
I got strangled. I went into Mayflower and I got strangled by King. And and I was like, it was overwhelming. I had to leave.
I want to go back to Penhurst and do a private so bad.
I will not.
I did the investigation during the Paracon Friday night.
Yeah.
And because my friend was like, you have to do it. You're here. Why not? Just do it. Say you've investigated Penhurst. Just do it. And I don't like the whole public investigation thing. Like, I rather do with my friends who I know.
Yeah.
Like on public, you don't know the people you're investigating with, and you don't know the energy they're bringing in and everything. So I usually don't do publics unless I know the people who are hosting it or are there. But since I was at Penhurst, I did it, and I had a lot of fun until Joey B of Next of Kin. We were in Mayflower, I think. Yeah, I think it was Mayflower.
Mayflower? That's the strong one,
We got told to go to the basement. And as soon as we got to the basement of Mayflower, a group was down there with their obelisk or something, and it said demon. Joey B ran out of the basement of Mayflower so fast he left me down there. I was like, no, we don't do this.
Yeah, and the thing is with I mean, I can attest Penhurst does have some negative energies in it. Like I don't want to be one of those
Oh,
ones that always talk about negative. There's tons of negative energies everywhere because there's
Oh, yeah.
not. But I have felt them in Penhurst myself, and I'm a social worker. I work with kids who have emotional disturbance. So when I go to places like Penhurst, especially I'm a Pennsylvania social worker, that I've worked in locations that are very similar to Penhurst.
Yeah.
They know it. And it really gets to me. And I'm experienced where I can put up blocks, I can put things up, like,
Yep.
and I'm good. But at Penhurst, I struggle with it because of that emotional component. I think it's because of the work that I do. And they can connect to that.
Yeah. I was
So I will not investigate Penhurst.
I was overwhelmed at Penhurst with the energy, but I think it was the energy of the location and all the people who were walking through those halls, because there was a lot of people that weekend.
Actually, you told me that story. You left in the tunnels because your crew got scared and ran. I remember you told me that. Wasn't she telling us at the bash when we were all sitting outside that the Sunday evening after all that bash was over, and we were all sitting outside, and that was actually a really cool night.
That was
gone. Everything was dead.
Yeah,
it's like
Sunday
decompression night.
Gettysburg is the best because everyone's gone, and you just have your core group of people.
Yeah, you just have your core group, and it's not craziness. That doesn't mean everybody book until Monday now, because we like our decompression day.
Right? Now watch, everyone's gonna stay Sunday night.
Now we're gonna have another party on Sunday night, so that means we have to stay till Tuesday.
Yeah, I could just move out there.
Anyway, but you actually did this year. We went to breakfast that Monday morning after the bash, and then you guys were going to head home, but you ended up somewhere else. Where was that?
Where did we end up? We ended up in Maryland
or Virginia.
Yeah, something like that. Because my husband wanted to go see something, and then we ended up at the battlefield in Maryland, and
at Antietam, right, or something like that. You went to Antietam. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I remembered that now.
Yeah.
For the 14
somehow we ended up there.
Well, they ended up staying. You ended up staying, and then
I think we
you drove a little bit
into Pennsylvania, and then we stayed the night, and then we booked it home the next day. So I'm like, I need to be back at work, and then
very much. Similar to Gary and I, or at least me, not Gary, because Gary's the one that's putting me in control. I'm like, let's go do this.
I know, right?
Like, no, we have
reality check.
We have to work tomorrow.
Reality check, right?
When can we retire and just go and do adventures all the time?
I know, right? Like, I'm already planning 2025, and my goal is to get out to Trans-Allegheny and West Virginia State Penn. So I'm like, can I just spend a week down there? Spend a week down.
So I was just at Trans-Allegheny.
I know you were.
We were just there. We did not investigate. We actually didn't even go on a tour because we got there right a half an hour before they were going to close. But I was like, I just need to go. I need to go in and look around. And I'm like, whatever. I'm like in the bushes around the perimeter, and I don't care. And Gary's like, are we going to get in trouble? And he's like, are we allowed to do this? I'm like, I don't care. They'll tell me if I'm not.
You know, security guards will find you and tell you to leave if you need to. I'm
better to ask for forgiveness than permission person. And he's more of an ask permission person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll just ask for forgiveness later.
Right.
But Trans-Allegheny, that was, I didn't like the energy there. I didn't like the energy. It was very, I think just
heavy,
intense, very heavy and intense. And because also, again, being in the psychology field and knowing the experiments that they've done there, I've done, we've been taught, we've done history classes on mental health that talks about Trans-Allegheny.
And like Penhurst
they did there.
Yeah.
I think it was the first place that a lobotomy was performed, or one of the first places. And like, it's so intense. It's so intense for me because I have a connection to that field. So that's another one I don't know if I could actually investigate.
I know.
I'm gonna find out next year.
Gary got sick. He had a psychic attack at Trans-Allegheny. Tell her about it.
I was just inside the door a little bit, and I started feeling sick to my stomach. I don't get headaches. My head just started freaking pounding.
Like a lobotomy was inside.
And
he was getting a lobotomy.
I was, and I guess I waited about, I don't know, maybe a minute. And I had to walk outside. I walked outside, and 20 seconds later, everything went away.
Yeah. Like I had that happen. We went to the
me, you're Jeff. I am Jeff. Ashley, we've had this conversation. That's why I said, Ashley, help us, because Jeff and I are going to like, our ducks are going to go crazy. But anyway, yes.
Yeah. We went to the Bell Mansion out in Indiana this past November. Yeah, last November. And I hadn't been there before. And as soon as I walked through the threshold of that building, it felt like my legs became like jello. I couldn't really stand. So my friend actually took me across the street and like told me to sit and calm down and kind of release whatever was happening. So I've had that happen to me at a few other locations too.
Heather?
No, see the black.
Oh, it's her. That's one of your photographs that you have as your backdrop, right?
It's Penhurst.
Black.
That's her chair. Gary's like, she has a spirit behind her.
That's her chair. It keeps going. Yeah, it like goes away, and I'm like,
look, we can do it too. Ready?
Oh God.
Do I remember how to do it? Hold on. Virtual background. We're just going to do this. Oh, look, there we are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes it weird. Go back.
Okay.
He's like, go back. None. This is ridiculous.
But yeah, so you want to do Trans-Allegheny. What is your number one place you want to do in 2025? Or top three? This is a very Russ question. Sorry, Russ, I'm stealing your question. What is the top three places that you want to do? But like not anywhere in the world. He always asks the question of like, if you could go anywhere, no limitations, no restrictions. Mm-hmm. But in the U.S., the ones that you're looking at next year, what are your top three that you want to go to?
I'm going to the Washoe Club in probably April is the goal. I run an investigation at the Washoe Club, so I'm super pumped about that. Definitely want to get down to Trans-Allegheny, West Virginia. Sweet Springs Sanatorium is another one I really want to do.
Okay.
And then Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Washoe Club, where is that at?
Carson City, Nevada, I believe.
Yeah, so I thought that was out west.
From Las Vegas.
I thought that was out west.
I've been trying to get her to go on a plane so we can go out there, but she just.
So when I told him we were supposed to fly to Kentucky, we recently went to Kentucky, and we were supposed to fly out there, and I was like, no, because we're going to be at Moundsville. We're just going to drive. And then when I told him, like, he hasn't flown since like the 1980s, I'm like, do you know what you're going to have? I said, you're going to get arrested. You're going to get arrested because like, they're going to say you're threatening like terroristic threats because he's not going to like let them search him. And
you walk through
no, you do not. Like
and then they go like that.
Okay. He says you walk through a thing and they go like that. What do they do, Jenny? They go through all of your shit, don't they?
I had TSA pre-check, so I don't gotta get patted down. I don't have to open my bags or anything. I seriously put my stuff on the thing, put it through the scanner, and I'm done.
She gets the pre-check, which you're not going to do because that's a real ID, right?
If you don't have pre-check, they'll let you go through like the scanners, like the metal detectors and stuff. If it goes off, then they have to pat you down. But otherwise, they don't pat you down.
But then there's certain things you're not allowed to have. And if you have those things, then they
take them away.
Shampoo.
You have to have 3 ounces shampoo, unless you hide it in your suitcase and they don't know about
Oh, okay. Shh, they're watching us. Don't say that.
I play a lot. I learned the ways of what not to do on airplanes.
Okay.
I like flying. I like driving. Flying gets me there quicker.
But Gary's not a conformity type person, and you have to be very like follow the rules and conform in an airport.
I've flown about 6 times.
When was the last time you flew?
I don't know, in high school.
1985.
But you still had to go through the thing, like you go in the courthouse. You still had to
But
take all
after
the shit out of your
9/11,
pockets.
things changed.
International is worse.
No,
Or
it's
these Harrisburg, BWI.
And besides, after this October, you have to have a real ID to fly.
They can kiss my ass.
May of 2025.
Is it May? Okay, I thought it was October.
I
But they
believe
keep
so.
pushing it back. Yeah,
They
they keep
keep
pushing it
pushing
back.
Everybody's going to do
And
it.
They do.
truthfully, getting a real ID is not that hard. And I have my passport card too, which is nice. I have to get my passport soon because I want to go across the ocean. I want to go to
I
Ireland.
do too. I want to go to Ireland and Scotland and
I want to go explore places that are older than this freaking country. I want to go
Yes, me
dive back
too.
into history.
The
I want to go hit
energy
up
there.
like
Can you
all the
imagine?
H.H. Holmes places, Jack the Ripper, because I have a
Oh,
past
yes.
life with Jack the Ripper, so I kind of want to go and do like the tours out that way and see the places. But yeah, that's my goal is hopefully 2025, 2026 is to get out to Ireland or somewhere across the ocean and explore. So I have to get my passport soon for that.
That's where I want to do. I want to get across there and I want to go like, can you just imagine like walking into Stonehenge and the energy that you're going to feel there? Like, obviously you come to Gettysburg, you feel the energy of all the soldiers and everything that happened there. But you walk into like Stonehenge or you walk into like
Leap Castle, catacombs of Paris.
The catacombs. You walk into the Louvre, like any of them, like all of this energy that's way older than we feel here. I want to do it so bad.
Yeah,
that's Ashley's like, yes. So that's our girls trip. Girls trip to Ireland.
Yes.
Yes. Good night, Danielle. Have a wonderful day at work tomorrow.
What's the stone out that way that people kiss? It's the Blarney Stone.
The Blarney Stone.
Yes.
The Blarney Stone.
Yes,
we're gonna go kiss the Blarney Stone.
Go say hi to the Queen, King and Queen of England.
Yeah, I don't want to go to England. No, England's not. I'm Irish and Scottish and I'm Islander, so we're like I'm very anti-British sometimes.
Well, just to say you've been in that city is kind of cool.
But we were Catholic too, so my family came. My grandfather's parents came from Ireland, and we were Catholic, not Protestant, so we were against the crown, so to speak. So it was. I guess it's just in my blood. So.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Actually, that's an interesting combination: Scottish and Italian.
That is interesting.
Interesting combination.
Yes. Yeah, I want to get out I want to get across the ocean. I really do.
I want to go to Iceland.
That is on top of my list too, because they have the best views of the Northern Lights. That's my only reason to go to Iceland is the Northern Lights. They get them on a daily basis.
I knew Debbie. I think we had that conversation before about our families are both from Ireland. What county is your grandpa? Do you know what county your grandfather's family's from? Like, that's an Irish thing. Like, what county are you from? Are you north or south? Because it depends. One is Protestant, one is Catholic. So I think I recently had a conversation with Kevin, and he's like, we found out that our family was Protestant. So, there was, I do not, but wish I did. He was Catholic. So he probably, so he was from, I forget which one is north or south, but south, north is Protestant. So with the upcoming investigations, like what is your besides, I guess the psychic attack is probably your scariest scariest story. Do you have like, what else do you have like spooky, scary that scared the crap out of you?
My first visit to Villisca, Axe Murder House out in Villisca, Iowa. It was the first time I ever.
That's the actual house. Okay.
Yeah, the Axe Murder House. Yep. It's the first time I ever left the state without my mom to investigate. We went down. It was sunny. It was nice. Johnny gave us a tour of the cemetery. Gave us a tour of the house. We started setting up equipment after the tour. We were up in the attic, and both me and my friend both heard our names being whispered into our ears, like you could feel the breath on your face type of feeling.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, we each asked each other at the same time, did you just say my name? And we're like, no, because we were on the opposite side of the attic. So we could have done that. And we quickly set up the camera in the attic and the voice recorder. We had just set up a voice recorder in the main floor bedroom where Ina and Lena slept, the neighbor girls who stayed over that night. And all of a sudden we heard ping, ping, ping. And the roof of the barn outside is metal. So we were hearing metal being plinged. And we're like, okay, what is that? We all went into the kitchen and looked out the door. And all of a sudden we saw a big hail falling. And all of a sudden the glass was breaking. We heard glass breaking. It was all the original windows on the one side of the house being broken by the hail.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
And the house was literally shaking. Like 8 people were in the house, 8 people got murdered. All my friends and I were thinking, we're all gonna die in this house.
We're all gonna die tonight.
We're all gonna die. Like the house was shaking.
We're all gonna die.
And I was texting Johnny, and he was 2 towns over. He goes, "It's sunny. I don't know what you're talking about, hail and storms and stuff." He's like, "You can go out to the you can go into the basement, but you have to go outside." I'm like, "I'm not going outside in the hail. No, thank you. I'll chance my life here in the kitchen." He comes back because I'm texting him. I'm like, "You have to come back to the house now. There's glass everywhere." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" And he comes back. He comes into the house. He goes, "Holy shit, you weren't lying."
Yeah.
And he goes, and I have it on recorder somewhere, him saying to his friend who was helping him clean up the house to board up the windows and stuff, that night was the worst night since the murders that happened at the house. And whenever I see him, he always says, "You still have the second scariest night at that house. No one has beat you yet."
Oh, wow.
Like, no,
yeah, that's
great. Okay, glad to hear that, right?
That's intense.
As he had to go back out to town to get more wood for the windows, we decided some of us would stay back at the house and some went into town to get food because we were all shaken up at that point. We're like, are we going to stay the night? Are we leaving? What are we doing? But the people who stayed back were in the barn, and you can't hear them in the house from the barn. We have on voice recorder from the main floor bedroom what it sounds like a little girl screaming, and then a man saying, "Stop moving," and then you hear like a axe being thrown.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd love to hear that. You have to let me listen to that sometime next time.
I'll send you the link to it. I don't have it on my phone. The freaky
That's
thing
what we
is,
should have done. We should have got some links together for and we could have showed them one here while we were on here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I don't have it on my phone, but somehow it plays on my phone from time to time. Like it will show up on my phone and start playing by itself. And I don't have it on my phone at all. So I haven't been back to the house since. And I said to Johnny, if I ever come back and if it's raining at all, I'm leaving. I don't want to do a second night like that. He goes, yeah. I don't blame you after that whole night.
So, yeah, I wouldn't either. So I left this question up because I don't know if you know of this place. It's called Booby's Brewery. It is not far from me. It is a really old brewery. I don't know all of the history of the place, but yes, Debbie, I have been there. It is, that's another place I get psychic attacks at. It's
Mhm.
very intense. It's, I think, Jotniks is the home team that investigates there.
Okay.
If you get out here, if you have some time when you're out here, this is the place you need to check out. Shauna, of course you like Boobies Brewery. It's incredible. Ring the bell.
Here.
Ring the bell.
Speaking of that EVP, hold on. I have it so I can play. I can play that EVP. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can do it here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Share screen. Go to my Google Drive.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Everybody listen.
Hold on one sec. I gotta get it lined up here.
And this is from the Axe murder
Yep.
house.
Yeah, I'll play it one more time.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah, I
that.
heard up till hold still, and I didn't hear it.
Yep.
What
that
happened
was
to our sound in that? Did you hear that?
I mean,
We paused, like our sound automatically paused in the middle of that, and then it went silent for a minute.
I think that's in
Really?
between too.
Yeah, that was
interesting.
weird. That was very weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like, so the scream, that wasn't anybody. That was
Nope.
spirit. Okay.
That was spirits because no one was in the house. No one was outside in the yard. The two people that stayed back were in the barn with the door closed, not screaming. But yeah, that EVP scared the shit out of me when I first heard it and broke my heart at the same time because you hear the girl scream, you hear the man say, "Stop moving
did.
around," and then you hear the
Yes.
thump, thump, thump. Yeah. And then she
Like
went.
you heard her being murdered
Mm-hmm.
in that. That was intense.
Yep.
And it's that got me. That got me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're over here in the chat being very inappropriate. Because Susan likes boobies too. And it's called Brewery. The story jumped right in the gutter. And then Shauna says we need to plan a trip there together. For sure, rent the huge room. You usually have to crawl through the doorway for the night. The huge room has a bed that sleeps 10, Shauna. You realize that, right?
Holy shit.
10. It has it was a brothel. It was a place where people went to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm okay with that. It's like, yes. You have to crawl over the bed.
Hey, that's easy. All over.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Yes. So I don't know if you were here. I think you were on the night that because my conversations always sidetrack to my 12-year-old boy mind. And that's what Gary's bell is here for, is to keep me back on track and out of that
gutter.
gutter.
She has to remember she's on the World Wide Web.
And I know,
all
and
over
Shauna,
listening.
yes, I started this one because it's called Boobies Brewery, but I'm not the only one that goes there. So, a lot of people call it, you missed your mark, Gary. A lot of people call it Bub's Brewery, but the name is Boobies Brewery. And it's actual, there was a speakeasy, I believe. There was, there's like catacombs. They have catacombs. That's the word for it. I was trying to think. There's catacombs that you can actually go down and eat in, but you can also investigate them. I'm going to pull up some pictures of the place. It's really a place that you have to get to. I will.
Well, like I told you, next year I'm coming out there more than a few times a year. I will be out there.
Yeah, and they're there all the time.
I'm going to come out there so many times next year and bug you. You're going to get sick of me.
All right, we're going to see if we can pull up. Oh, this is the best I can do. All right, let me just share my screen. Where's that present? Okay, share screen, and okay, my Google search. So this is the place right here.
Oh wow.
There, restaurant and brewery. Here's the. Is there images up here?
You were on them.
No. This is it's a restaurant in the catacombs. There's a bottling works up here, which is like more of a pub type restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
The brewery gallery. There we go. That looks like food. This is one of the they have a rooms. This is a room. This is one of the rooms. That's the place right there. Oh, that looks like Halloween. There's the catacombs. That looks like that might be investigators in there.
Hey, the screen for me is like frozen or something because it's just showing
the frozen. Okay.
It's just showing the Google search.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing because it's not working. Stop sharing. Okay. Anyway, it's a place. Definitely look into it. It's a place that I think you'd really enjoy.
Well, we'll make a trip out there to hang out.
And then you need to come to the Loretto house. It's a must-see for everyone to make on their loop on the trip. And like, Shauna, is that official now? I'm trying to find it. But it is like that. Loretto is outside of Johnstown, near where Shauna lives. The Basilica of St. Michael, the Archangel, is there. And I know your mother earlier was talking about calling in St. Michael for one of your for when you had that psychic attack.
Yep.
And she said, yes, we will chat more this weekend. We are going to launch it on Halloween. Okay.
Yay.
So that is their location. It is being launched soon, everybody. Stay tuned. And this is going to be one of the hot locations here in Pennsylvania. I've already remote viewed the place. And I will be checking it out this weekend while I'm there. So
Yay.
hopefully we can have time to go check it out Sunday. Loretto is outside of like near Raystown Lake area, Debbie. It's like near Debbie, you're up that way, aren't you? But yeah, it's gonna be a cool location. So we said that top location is to get to. Sorry, my brain doesn't want to work right now. What questions do you have for Jenny? I know we talk to you all the time, so it's like
I know, right?
Camera, and
you have
I
to
talk
ask
to her all the time.
appropriate questions.
I
can't go in the gutter, Gary.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't have to worry about Gary to go in the gutter. You have to worry about me. That's my brain. He's the one that keeps me straight.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Russ
keeps me straight on the show, so.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we need redirection, right?
I always need redirection. What are you talking about?
So tell us a little bit about your show and what's going on with the show. And do you have any like announcements of guests you have coming up soon?
So Unturned Pages this Sunday we have Larry Eisler on. And then we're taking a little break until mid-November. I think I have one show in October with Mike Gigla. I do not know how to say his last name. He is from Stream Beacon.
Gagilano?
Yes. Yes. I will see him next Saturday. But he's on my show, I think the following Sunday with Mary Lynn, talking about their show on Stream Beacon. And then we're on a break until mid-November when Wes is done with his job. Because truthfully, I needed a mental break as well. So we've been going at it since 2021 without any really breaks. So I was like, this is a good time to break, mental health, pause, regroup.
Well, you've had a lot of sicknesses recently too. So, which I wonder if a lot of that was some of these psychic attacks, some of this stuff like from locations, like kind of attaching onto you. Have you learned
at Gettysburg? You pulled off something from the Hinsdale house again.
Yes. So have you learned to be able to shut it down? Is that something you're still learning how to do?
I thought I shut my shit down at the Hinsdale house. I truthfully thought I did. Until
No, you
I tell
didn't.
you that
Because you
following.
went outside. Because you went on the grounds, and
Yeah.
that's where it comes in. And that's a different type of elementals or different energy than
Yep.
spirits. So,
Yep.
yeah.
And I thought I shut my stuff down until I saw you on that Thursday. And you're like, no, you have another attachment. I'm like, shit. But
Yeah.
I know how to.
Oh, but you felt better after that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you felt better. I saw a change in you throughout the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Definitely. You were able to kind of like.
Hinsdale, when I first met Russ in 2012 for the very first time, he brought someone out to Wisconsin with him who at the time was running the Hinsdale house. This was prior to Dan owning it, prior to Tim Shaw running it, all of that. And he brought that person out to Wisconsin, and I met them, and that guy didn't know he had an attachment from the Hinsdale house. The attachment liked me, I guess, a little more and attached itself to me. And I didn't know I had an attachment until one of my good psychic friends is like, there's something attached to you, let's take it off. And my mom had noticed that, like, typically I was like an A, B student in high school. I was going down to like B minuses, C's in my classes. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. So once my friend was like, you have something attached to you from the Hinsdale, have you been there? I'm like, no. At that time we weren't traveling besides like Wisconsin. So I'm like, no, I don't even know what the Hinsdale house is. So she got that rid of me, taken away from me. And I finally went to the Hinsdale house in July of this year for the first time. And of course, something wanted to attach me then too. So I'm like, love the Hinsdale house. It's a gorgeous location. The woods is amazing. But for sure, next time I'll have to be on double security because I shut myself down as soon as I pulled up into the property because I'm like, I don't want another attachment.
Exactly. And that's, as a healer and as someone who helps people with these things, people who come to me, I'm not going to say everybody that comes to me has an attachment because that's not the case. Some people come to me think they do and they really don't. But the ones that come to me are coming from 3 places. And it's the Hinsdale house, Wildwood, and the Shanley. It's those 3.
I haven't been to the Shanley yet. I've been to the Stanley, but I haven't been to the Shanley. That's one of my buckets.
And it's all in that same location. I think Shanley's a little, but they're all in New York, right? All in New York. And when people do come to me and I do feel something attached to them, it's never a spirit. It's usually an elemental. And I think that's it. Blocking elementals when we go out is so much harder because we are made of elements. So it's like we are made of all the elements. And when you have an elemental spirit who is a generation of these elements, it is so hard to block those elements. Because it's almost like they're part of who we are. They're part of our system. They're part of like we're all made of stardust type of thing. So blocking elementals are very, very very hard to do. And the only way I do it is to ground and you go hug a tree. So to bring in my hug a tree thing.
Right?
Wait, stop. Pull over.
But you can give, and I'm going to suggest that to you next time you're somewhere that is known for elementals like Wildwood or Hinsdale. I think more Hinsdale. Go ISS probably too. Go before you leave and give it to the tree. Give it to one of the trees on the property. Just go sit by it. You don't have to hug it. Just sit by it, touch it, and allow it to the tree to take that away from you. You could even use the tree beforehand to help ground and protect you. That's like one of my suggestions when you're going places like I want to go to Lake Shawnee, and I know that's full of elementals.
I've heard elementals. There's a few locations.
That's another one.
Out here in the Midwest, Broadhead has elementals. They have fairies and other elementals. Conover Square in Illinois has elementals. We found out very easily. And then definitely ISS has some.
Hi, Alan. Yes, Shauna just put it. I've heard that carrying some dirt from your safe place is a good tool. Very much so. Yes. Carrying some dirt, stick. I carry a stick is what I have with me. I have a stick, and Stream Beacon TV is here. Thank you.
I don't know. I
welcome.
don't know if that's Josh or Shane, but
Is it Josh or Shane on here? It's my Josh. I'm feeling it's Josh.
Shane's
But
probably
yes,
coming back from
Ashley
the
says
UK.
black salt.
Yep.
Black salt is great. I use Apache Tears. Gary and I both do. Pam introduced us to that. Apache Tears is a stone. Yep. They're great to use.
Oh,
here we go.
With me all the time.
This
it's Josh.
Beacon TV says the world may never know. That is so Josh thing. That's
that's the Josh thing.
I do not see Shane saying something like that. You just gave yourself away.
Joshua. I get to pick up Josh at the airport next Friday.
I actually only got to quickly meet Josh once. I don't know if you know me and remember me, Josh, but hey, I would love to have you guys on the show too. I'm trying to get some guests here anyway for the next year.
Josh is so much fun. I love Josh and Shane.
He is. I know. I've watched him.
They are my bigger brothers in the paranormal field. They have my back.
Yes.
So I get to.
They are awesome people.
I get to pick up Josh from the airport next Friday.
Okay.
And I'm coming up with a cute little sign that says like searching for or in search of something because it's the searchers. So I'm like, I have to incorporate that somehow.
So your mom just said, "Who does, Jenny? Are you driving?"
Well, it's on the way down.
She just called you out there.
Hey, I don't drive. I do not drive. My parents drive me nuts behind the wheel, so I do not drive. My mother got me pulled over for the very first time I drove.
In Idaho?
No, we were in Minnesota. We had gone to the state fairgrounds because here in Minnesota, the state fairgrounds is literally part of the city. Like there's stop signs, there's signs everywhere. It's just like a normal street type of thing. And they don't have signs out saying you can't practice driving. And my mom got me pulled over.
Well, she said you'll be sleeping because I know every time you guys go somewhere,
there's always a picture of her sleeping.
There's always a picture of you sleeping. 2 hours in, 3 hours in, like whatever, sleeping. Go ahead. Gary is just going to make his coffee. He will be right back, but I know our show's getting ready to come to an end. If anybody in the comments have a question for Jenny, they want to know anything about her, anything about a location she's been to. Oh, excuse me, anything like that. So I know that like when you have, Jenny and I
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say when did we first meet?
First time we met, I think
online was the first time we met, right?
Last year in person at Gettysburg, I think was the first time we met in person.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then we recently got very close.
We recently just got super close.
Mm-hmm. And I now consider Jenny as one of my very good friends.
Absolutely.
And she actually sometimes jumps on and helps when you see the comments getting on the screen and all the tickers at the bottom. Like that's a lot of these tickers she actually made at one point. So she jumps on and helps. That's why she's able to share her screen and stuff like that too, because she's part of my team.
When you have Josh on, I'll have to send you some videos from TikTok. They did a TikTok live, and like at one point TikTok, there was this AI thing that if you send gifts, you have to copy that gift or do what that gift is. We had Josh dancing like a unicorn, dancing like
he's so much fun.
Eating a lollipop. It was hilarious, and I will never let down of those videos because he hated that I videotaped it. It was so great because we kept sending gifts, and he had to repeat them like, "Smell a rose." Cowboy. He had the cowboy dance. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness. All right, you
And
hear
it's
that,
like-
Josh? If you're still in here watching, you're gonna if you do come on the podcast,
Those
it
videos.
sounds like you're going to be exposed. And Jenny has full control of my StreamYard, so don't blame me.
Don't blame me. You're the one that did it,
Don't blame me.
Josh.
Another location I'm going to ask you about, and I know you're from the Midwest, so you don't get a lot of the locations here on the East Coast. Have you ever been to the St. Augustine Lighthouse?
Yes. I actually spent last Halloween there. I think it was last year.
Okay.
It was last year. I spent Halloween at St. Augustine investigating.
That place.
That place is
Oof.
crazy.
That place was crazy. I have a video out on YouTube with another team that ended up being there. He was doing the Estes method, went into a trance and got his hat knocked off during there's no one around.
Mm-hmm.
And it just flew off.
Oh wow.
And he struggled coming out of it. He struggled coming out of that Estes method. He was a young kid though. And I think the younger you are, and no fault of being young, it's just how it is. I was the same way when I was younger. I was open to everything. Everybody come on in and open to all these things. But as I get older, you start to learn to set boundaries with spirit.
Oh yeah. You have to set boundaries with spirit.
You do.
You have to.
You do.
Just have to.
So it can get intense out there. It can get really intense. So please protect yourself.
Absolutely. Yep.
Rather do that on Halloween more than I want to go to Salem during October.
We did that once.
Oh, not Halloween weekend, but I would like to be at Salem in October.
So 2000, I think it was 2020.
Yeah, I'm about ready to go to bed.
Okay.
Turned into
We
Cinderella.
went to,
You got 10 minutes.
10
we
minutes.
went to we flew into Boston, and then Russ took us up to Salem. I think it was the weekend before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And that place was crazy busy. I will never do Salem in October ever again. Never. But then we went back the day before we flew out.
Yeah.
The weekend after Halloween.
Use the almond milk. Sorry.
But yeah, I love Salem. I will never do it in October. I want to go back when it's.
You ate all the cereal. I complained.
I wouldn't mind. We were actually talking about going to Salem in another time in the spring, but I want to go in October, and maybe not beginning October, first or second weekend. I think it'll probably get really bad around Halloween, but it'll be busy. Gettysburg's busy this time of year. We were just there last weekend, and of course I live 40 minutes away, so I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
But this is their busy time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? My son just drank sour milk.
Ew. Gross.
Mm-hmm. He's struggling right now. You didn't poison yourself. Did you eat a lot of it?
I'm supposed to be getting a shower.
Go get a shower. You'll be okay. Yeah, you're going to be okay. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to vomit. He says he feels like he ate sewage. It has been a night.
Watch him out.
He's 18.
You don't fucking care. It's okay to swear in front of your parents.
All the time.
We had the bug fly on us, the praying mantis, and then we had the fire.
Yep.
And then we have the sour milk. So it's one of those nights.
It is one of those nights.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up on that one.
Yeah.
Any last words that you have, Jenny, or you want to say?
If you're in Illinois, come see me next weekend at Rock Island. But I will be out on the East Coast in 28 days, something like that. Super excited to come back out to the East.
Yes, in October, end of October, right around Halloween weekend.
Yep.
Yes.
Halloween weekend.
That's when I will be seeing you at the Hoover House.
Yes.
On that Friday, and then you head to Massachusetts the next day.
I get
So
to go
yeah,
and
it's
see Russ
going to
at
be,
work. I get to go to
yes,
Spirit Halloween and use my
you're
family
going to go.
discount.
Yes, exactly. So yeah,
It's coming up
and how
fast.
can people find you? How can people find you if they want um, to know where you're at, or investigations, or even or photography, anything like that? Like in
Um,
your Facebook.
Facebook, Jenny Davis, Unturned Pages Facebook page. I'm
Mhm.
on TikTok. Yeah, Facebook. Facebook's the
Yeah.
best.
And I
I'm
think,
always there.
Facebook's usually the best. And then like a lot of times, you can get on Instagram or TikTok, stuff like that. But your podcast streams live on Facebook and YouTube,
Yep,
right? YouTube, and then
yep.
is uploaded later, right? Like mine to the other
Spotify,
channel.
iHeart, Pandora, Apple, all those fun locations.
So people can just like search Unturned Pages and you can
Yep.
find her podcast.
Yay, I get to be
I'm
left
leaving my
at
child at
Spirit
Spirit
Halloween.
Halloween. Russ. I don't think he's still on here. He's probably in bed by
Probably.
now, but Russ, yeah. But Jenny, it was great having you on tonight. Thanks
Well,
for
thank
joining
you.
us. And I'm hoping that we can get some of the Beacon TV on here and some of the other locations and
Well, I'll see
things
Josh
like
next
that.
month, and I'll be like, Josh, get on it.
Oh, I'll probably message him too. Speak of the bug. Oh, there. Speak of the bugger. No. But just remember, everybody, as we end this show, that you need to fill your cup first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Oh, Russ. Hi, Russ. I don't know where he's at. Everybody's saying hi, Russ, but
Yeah.
it probably got that notification that Russ is watching, but he's not commenting. You ever been on like a podcast? Hey, Russ,
Yeah.
he's watching.
He's
It'll say
watching.
Russ is watching with you.
He's
So it
watching.
tells you who's watching with you. Hey, Russ. Russ.
Hey, Russ, I'm coming to visit.
Did you hear Bonnie? Like, did you hear Bonnie that she's leaving
me there.
leaving Jenny there with you with Spirit Halloween?
You're getting
I
distracted.
always say I'm gonna come up and see him at work, and he goes, "You cannot come to my work." I'm like, "Watch me, watch
It
what I
said
do."
literally his name popped up as you guys mentioned him. LOL.
His
So.
ears must be ringing or something because we were talking.
I
About
know it must be, and he must just be on delay on commenting, but his delay is going to have to wait because Gary's got to get to bed, and so do I. So it was wonderful having you again. Fill your cup first. You can't pour from an empty cup, guys. And please give us a like and follow. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Have a wonderful